ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजलधे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम्। Right from the beginning, we will do our 5 minutes Parayanam as we are doing every day. Not only as our respect, reverence, but a good abhyasam that we become familiar with the Upanishadic mantras. When we study them later, we are able to grasp the meaning in that and are able to tune to the sadhana that is indicated. ॐ शिक्षावल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। शिक्षां व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तः शिक्षाध्यायः। सहनौ यशः सहनौ ब्रह्मवर्चसम् अथातः संहिताया उपनिषदं व्याख्यास्यामः। पञ्चस्वधिकरणेषु अधिलोकमधिज्यौतिषमधिविद्यमधिप्रजमध्यात्मम् तामहासंहिता इत्याचक्षते। अथाधिलोकं पृथिवीपूर्वरूपं द्यौरुत्तररूपम् आकाशः सन्धिः वायुः सन्धानम् इत्यधिलोकम्। अथाधिज्यौतिषम् अग्निः पूर्वरूपम् आदित्य उत्तररूपम् आपः सन्धिः वैद्युतः सन्धानम् इत्यधिज्यौतिषम्। अथाधिविद्यम् आचार्यः पूर्वरूपम् अन्तेवास्युत्तररूपम् विद्यासन्धिः प्रवचनगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिविद्यम्। अथाधिप्रजम् माता पूर्वरूपम् पितोत्तररूपम् प्रजासन्धिः प्रजननगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिप्रजम्। अथाध्यात्मम् अधराहनुः पूर्वरूपम् उत्तराहनुरुत्तररूपं वाक्सन्धिः जिह्वासन्धानम् इत्यध्यात्मम् इति मामः सगंहिताः य एवमेतामः सगंहिता व्याख्याता वेद सन्धीयते प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेनान्नाद्येन सुवर्गेण लोकेन यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वान् कुर्वाणा चिरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोऽसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहन्त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यतापः प्रवतायन्ति यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अतः श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Salutations to the Lord, to the entire Brahma Vidya Acharya Guru Parampara, to the Guru Tattva, to the Shruti Mata, to the Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yagnivalkya, Adya Shankaradi, Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas. Today's simple introduction ki as life is so uncertain about so many things, lucky are those who study Vedanta, which appears to be totally apart from other than the entire Vyavaharik life of sentiments and emotions, but this is the actual truth or the reality. The few facts regarding this is what? As the self, we are all eternal, but as the Jiva and Deha, we are ephemeral, continuously, constantly changing as well as going through various experiences according to our own karma phala, including the janma and marana. It goes on happening as long as we are identified with the jiva bhava. Nobody can avoid it. So, what is Vedanta's contribution in this regard is key if the Vedanta is studied thoroughly at the right time, say at the age of 40, 45, by the age of 50, if we clearly, through the study of Vedanta Shastra, understand about the mithyatva and reality of everything in the world, including our Deha Adi, and understand that Paramatma alone is the truth, then all the fears, which are mainly of old age, disease, death, etc., they won't touch us more. We will not be free from emotions. We cannot be free from the dukkha because of the bereavement of some near and dear ones. We ourselves also, when we face the death of our own, definitely there will be bhayam and badha, but it will not be that much if we strongly make the understanding in us about the truth about the reality and the untruthness about everything else. The more deeper and stronger this knowledge, the lesser will be the fear or dukkha. And if someone makes this theoretical knowledge about the eternity of the self as his own experience, he is in a different state of life where he knows he is that never dying, never ending the self in whom or on whom the entire world is just projected and dissolved. And it goes on happening, and it has no meaning or importance than what we give. So, therefore, the thought for the day is as soon as possible, we have to be very strongly established in the intellectual knowledge, at least, of what Vedanta Upanishad is saying about the truth, about the self, about the Paramatma, which is beyond the entire Rupa Nama, whether it is ours or anybody. So the water remains always, the waves come and go. The mud remains always, the pots come and go. The self remains always the same. The worlds, in that world, the jivas, into the jiva, the dehadi, they all come and go. If this Vedantic knowledge is not there very strongly, then the effect of such happenings is more. Although nothing remains permanently. Nobody who is dukkhi because of some loss can be dukkhi for all the time. The time is such a great healer. But the point is not that. How much we are able to balance ourselves at the time of that situation and through the right thinking, take the right action. All those details will not be explained. It is self evident, self revealing what is meant by it. But then the knowledge alone helps us, protects us. Therefore, the suggestion to all we audience regular is maximum by the age of 45, 50, come to thoroughly understand the Upanishadic vision of the eternity of the real self in us and fully ready to accept all the changes, modifications that are inevitable to anyone at every level of the outer world and the Deha Ityad. It should become so casual, so light that anyway we know it happens. It's not first time, it many times happened. It will happen many a times as long as I get the deha, as long as I continue as a jiva, as long as I don't dissolve this jiva bhava in the experience of Aham Brahmasmi. Thousands and thousands of times in different yonis, every jiva is given the birth and he goes through those experiences and goes on leaving it. It goes on. The only solution is to discover our essential self, identifying with our the changeless, immutable, very sublime, subtle self in us. Even intellectually, also, we grasp it. Keep that as the goal and try to pursue that goal. Even in that intensity, also, the otherwise bhaya, dukkha will be reduced to a great extent. And other than using wisdom, saving ourselves at our mind and body and sense level or intellectual level from falling down, we can't do anything else. Everything in the world is inevitable. The births, the changes, the bereavements, the old ages, the deaths, diseases, वो तो तमाशा चलता ही रहता है. A Vedanti who understands deeply that all of them are only in the projected world, not in the absolute reality, he is less perturbed. Theoretically, also, if the knowledge is strong. But on the seat of meditation, if we really transcend our own upadhis and recognize our own essential infinite true nature, he is always in the bliss. For him, everything. Atmanam chet vijaniyat ayam puruषः किमिच्छन् कस्य कामाय शरीरमनुसंजरेत् or tatra ko moha kashoka ekatva anupasha. All these shastras talk about that. And the Vedanta Jnana is the only way by which the old ages, deaths, diseases of the body and the gains and losses of the worldliness can be transcended. There is no way. That's what Bhagavan says. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Or nattvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamah sarve vayam atapara. These are all the wisdom thoughts. When we deeply entertain and make them rooted in our heart, they alone can help. And the recent thought yesterday of Bhagavatam, parasvabhava karamani na prashamset na garhayet. What a great thought. We should not identify with our own deha and what to talk about other dehas and all. We should identify with our own self and the self in all. That's the safest zone, and it's a fact, it's a truth. Though there are no sentiments, emotions in it, though it is not easily comprehensible, yet it is a fact. And other things which appear to be the real and in which we see so many of the emotions playing their play, though it appears to be real, in fact, that is not real. पर तुरंत मन बुद्धि इस बात को पकड़ता नहीं, समझता नहीं. Only by Guru Ishvara Kripa, which we deeply worshipped them and invoked. When their Kripa comes, through the study of Vedanta regularly, this knowledge, which is the only strength, comes to us. There is no strength in the world than the knowledge. And the strength of the knowledge is infinite, irresistible. And that knowledge about the self is the ultimate one. The one who's rooted in that knowledge cannot be shaken, disturbed by anything. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yove tattvataha sa avikampena yogena yujyate natra samshaya. See that? Beautiful, that's the thing. So, our spiritual knowledge gained should this way make us stronger within. And the stronger it will make only when the knowledge is strong. Knowledge is made stronger only by two ways. One, the regular listening, which is only half of it. The remaining half is every one of us are taking that knowledge into ourselves and deeply contemplating on that till that knowledge becomes our own. Our own. Practical. This is the only thing which can help. Like when I gain this knowledge about I am somebody other than Jiva and Deha, and I'm very strong in that. And something happens to this Deha. So I must be conscious and aware. If it is a Deha, it will have its own Prarabdha. And that Deha is given to me. I am not that. When it is given, it will be taken also. But I am somebody other than that as a jiva journeying from one day to the other. So other will come to me. What's there to worry? And as the self, I am beyond all these empirical expressions of delusion. Therefore, it's nothing to worry. a saintly vision, a knowledgeable person's vision should be ours. That is possible when we get the knowledge. Else, what without this Vedantic knowledge about the truth as truth, imaginary or imaginary, and inevitable as inevitable, how much are otherwise we are smart, intelligent, moneyed, positioned, all of that. Yet, in the crucial time, we lose our heart. At the difficult times, we just lose the balance. We suffer in life. Not only this one, though it is a byproduct, the main thing is permanently going beyond all this chakkar of Janma Marana Adi through the discovery of self. So the concluding thought is what? Concluding that I must discover my true real essential self, about which I am now theoretically pakka, because of which I know that the Dehendriya Sangata is not me, they are only Jada instruments given to. I am the self. Theory is pakka, and I am on the way to experience my essential nature, self. I am making my outer attempts and preparations, inner attempts and preparations. Then I am sure I will be reaching to the self. Keep that thought very strong. Nobody except a Vedanti student of the Upanishads can teach it, and there's no stronger support than this knowledge. Wherever we go in the world, I am the Atma. I have to realize my Atma Swarupa. In that attempt, I am doing sadhana. And in this journey, this loka, this deha, all this vyavahar, and everything happens around me, to the deha also to me, is all prarabdha. It goes on. But I, a jiva, wanting to know self. I am trying it. I'll know it. And Siddhanta says, strong ho jao. Itself will help a lot. Like, what was the last prayer in this eighth Anuvaka of Taittiriya? ब्राह्मण प्रवक्षन् ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्षन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानेते ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति. That's all. Om ka support lekar, I will reach to the Brahma with this confidence. He studied Vedanta, he thoroughly contemplated, he entered into the meditational level, and there he recognized his self. ब्रह्मैव आपनोति ब्रह्मोवाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति. हो गया the jnana. Now you understand jnana Vedanta. We didn't know about what punya we have done of Shruti Mata or the Guru Parampara and Bhagwan, that in this life of ours we are given knowledge, but we have to take it also. We have to protect it also. We have to make it very stronger also. With this Adhyatma Jnanam, we should be so light in our life. Anybody's news of death should be taken in such a stride. Two ways. One, it is inevitable. Second, therefore, before that happens to me, I must know the self. I must travel towards that. I must be convinced intellectually at least, theoretically at least, about the eternity of the self. I am that eternal. In this way, learn from all those things and relax. जो हो रहा है देखते जाओ and me in life nothing is inevitable. Nothing is everything inevitable. Nothing can be changed according to our choice. जो होता है होना होता ही जाता है. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now, beautiful ninth Anuvaka we have come to. Yesterday we started doing our introduction to this. What is the summary of this ninth Anuvaka, which we will talk more than once for 2-3 days, is the ability to strike balance both between the pursuit of the absolute truth through study, contemplation, meditation, before that listening, along with all the other duties which we have to do, okay, which have come to us when we are in this deha, the obligations, etc. So here Only upasana is not enough. We need to do the karma yoga also. Both of them put together cleanses us of all the impurities and gives us the pure purity, Shuddhata. With that Shuddhata, then we do the contemplation on the truth. Then it is easier to do that, experience it also. Therefore, that is what this is the same thing said in different language in each of the Upanishads and Gita Adi. In Gita it is, Bhagavan says, Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. In the third chapter, in the fifth sannyasa, Karma Yogascha Nishreyasa Kara Ubhau, Tayostu Karma Sannyasa, Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Same thing. In the Ishavasya Upanishad, Vidyam cha Vidyam cha Yastad Vedo Bhayagam Saha Avidyaya Mrityum Tirtva Vidyam Mritam. See what is we studied there? Same here said in this language. See, remember the life's real maturity in understanding and in sadhana is when we know the role of karma fully and do when we are required to do. When we know the role of upasana fully and also do that, and when we know the utility and purpose of jnana marga and do that also. All of them, when they are theoretically thoroughly understood what they mean and their requirement in our life, at, depending on our stage of evolution, and with that clarity and maturity, whatever the sadhana among these three are required, when we are able to do, then that's called as our real maturity or sadhana. Many people, क्या होता है ना, they become one angled, one aspect they understand, and they stick to that, forgetting that the other things also are important. Therefore, they go to some distance, again they get limped, they get disturbed, they get stopped because of something. And the gurus who teach them also, if they are not teaching in a samagra rupa about the value importance of all the things, then that person gets misguided also. Spiritual life is very highly matured life in which the understanding of the need of all these sadhanas are very clear, and he is able to discriminate which is required at what time and do that. एंड याद रखना, जिंदगी में कर्मयोग भी करना है, उपासना भी करना है, ज्ञान भी करना है. And mainly the upasana and karma yoga go together. Through them, when the antakarana shuddhi fully happens, which we can discover in the form of the trupti in us that we have served the world sufficiently. Therefore, vairagya towards the world, which is expressed as absolute control of senses and the mind. If that is achieved, then we can say उपासना का कर्म का हमने जो करना कर दिया, फल हो गया. To such person, no more upasana, no more karma. He will be meditating only on the truth. If it is not happening, then understand that some karma upasana is need to be done unhesitatingly. Keep the tattva jnana away for some time, come back to the world, and then pursue these two. And that is why, even though every jiva's ultimate goal is to know the self through adhyana meditation, yet why Bhagavan is putting every jiva in his own life in the karma and upasana? Ultimately, I am put in karma and upasana by Bhagavan only. Why? To purify myself so that I become qualified for the ultimate. Okay, and those who are put by the Lord in karma and upasana, if they are not told that it's only a means, goal is Paramatma, if they are not told this, then they get stuck up in karma and upasana only for karma phala, which leads to janma marana sambandhanam. Therefore, they must be given the vision that you are in the field of karma and upasana to do them selflessly so that you become qualified for the Adhyatmika Jnanam, Chintanam, Dhyanam, Anubhavam. In the same way, those who are given the knowledge of Tattva Jnanam through Vedanta Shastra, They also should not think that ho jayega, ab sab seekh liya, I'll sit for meditation and realize. You can try. And if you're not failing in that, that means good. You are a highly evolved, qualified student, gone through the entire gamut in many earlier lives, cleansed off all your impurities. But if it is not happening, even though the Siddhanta Jnana of Vedanta Tattva is understood, yet the meditation is not happening, all means what? Some impurities are there to be cleared through the karma and upasana. Therefore, come and do. The most wisest thing is what? Bhagavan clearly not only gives but informs us also about what are our duties. Like God gave me the duty of pravachanam. I am very clear. Effortlessly it's going on. One day when इसका प्रारब्ध खत्म हो जाएगा अपने आप ही रुक जाता है. So I am doing this karma yoga and this is my upasana to Ishvara. And again I'll think in my mind, is there anything I am missing toward the people or society or the world as an individual I need to do. Then with the kripa of Guru, then intellect works and tells, हाँ ये है करने का या ये है करने का या वो हो चुका है अभी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. I myself assess myself. And another way is when I try for meditation, then it will never be allowed. Why you have some things to clean? Then I closely close eyes and see what could be the things which I have to do to cleanse myself of prarabdha or runam, so that I become qualified for meditation. If little intellect is little sharper, if the Ishvara Guru Krupa is there, we can understand it. And all in all, always an awareful life. But ultimate goal, Paramatma, also should not be forgotten. And to become qualified for that, what are our roles to be performed in the world? That also dignified way, diligently we have to do with all patience and love. कभी एक जन्म भर भगवान हमको तत्व चिंतन और ध्यान करने नहीं देते हैं. Then we should not struggle with the Lord or fight with Him. Understand that the entire life is only to cleanse off your prarabdha. Some life, very less prarabdha, you are given so much of time for your intense study, not meditation. That also is krupa. Sometimes no prarabdhas, study is very soon completed with conviction, then he is given chance for long hours of meditation. Grab that opportunity and enter into it. So what we are trying to do last 10-12 minutes is through the study of Shastras of all types, we should have the complete picture regarding our outer life, inner life, spiritual sadhana and their connectivity. We should not be getting bound by one aspect only out of emotion, out of any compulsions, self-imposed compulsion or even somebody's misguidance. Everybody gives information. That information we have to make it as knowledge, and our knowledge only should be the inspiration or guidance for our life. I must know how much is my outer vyavahara required, how much my inner upasana required, how much my innermost meditation is possible. Balance. So, only Vedanta is taught, then that person can have a lot of chances to give up his duties and get lost in both. Only Upasana is done, then he will be lost in that. Only Karma Yoga is done, he is lost in that. Therefore, in these Upanishads, excludes beautifully. So far, in the eight Anuvakas, Upasana is told. This ninth Anuvaka thoroughly talks about the karma aspect of our doings in the world, the duties aspect, which are must to be done. When these two are done, its result is in the purification of heart. Burdens are removed. Then we are fit for the Advaita Vedanta Jnana Tattva. So for that also you have to do some upasana. So Aham Murkshasya Reriva is upasana mantra. Then next one is totally how the Vyavahara has to be balanced. Vedamanuchacharyo. Then in the second Valli, Bhagavan starts saying us. ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परम तदेशाभ्युक्ता Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is the Brahma Vidya. What we are going to study today is the need and role of ours in the world through our karma. Till yesterday, what was taught was Upasana. Upasana, the worship also should happen, and our physical activities in the world, depending on our position, also are must. Else, what will happen yesterday, what we saw exhaustively, is what? The sin of omission. Many of us know the sin of commission, wherein not doing what is not to be done. We also have to become aware that is another sin of not doing what is to be done. And what we said yesterday, if to be done thing is not done, then the lock for spiritual unfoldment is never opened. The Veda mantras are not revealed to a person who has still not yet completed his karma yoga, his service to the world. चाहे लाख कोशिश करो, आप आएंगे एवरीडे क्लास खुलेगा नहीं, because sin of omission is there. प्रत्यवाय दोष जो कहते हैं ना, क्लियर होना चाहिए. So this is the idea. Now what Bhagavan gave as the Sambandha Bhashya, so beautiful. The Upanishad Rishi himself is so great in introducing one by one Anuvaka, in which the need of all gross subtle upasanas are taught. Now he tells about our duties in the world. Bhashyakara also connects it so beautifully. We have seen few angles yesterday and the main bhashya also. Today we'll just see that, chant our mantra and start seeing what Bhagavan's instructions are. The Rishi's instructions are for the sadhaka. What is in Sambandha Bhashya? Ki Vijnanat eva apnoti swarajyam iti uktatvat. Here Vijnana means Upasana. Through the Upasana only the Swarajya Sarabhama will come. When this was spoken like that, Shrauta Smartanam Karmanam Anarthakyam Praptam. Then all the Shrauta Smarta Karma appear to be not required, because through the Vijnana Upasana, Sarvabhauma itself is coming. Then what is the need of the Shrauta Smarta Karma? As I told you, Shrauta Karma is the Veda Ukta Yajna Yaga, depending on our Varnashrama. Smarta Karma is our upasanas, our seva to the world through our jobs, duties, depending on again what Varnashrama we belong to. That's the problem in teachings by the teachers to the disciple, that in one class teacher can teach only one thing. When that thing is heard by the disciple, he gets inspired in that. He may forget or not have the ability to think about the other things also. Therefore, a wise guru like this Upanishad, he balances by adding this also. What is that? He never ever imagined that this Shrauta Smarta Karma are not required. It is wrong. Tad ma bhutu iti ata tat ma prapat iti. May it not happen in the minds of readers of Upanishads or the students of Adhyatmika Sadhana that the Shrauta Smarta Karma are not required. Therefore, what the Purushartham Prati Sadhanatva Pradarsanartham Yaha Upanyasa. Therefore, for the Purushartha, the sadhana ke roop mein, all the Shrauta Smarta Karma are very essential, that has to be brought to the notice of the sadhaka. That's why the Shruti Mata spoke this. Now, there are a lot of things we can discuss on it. I'll not talk many. One we discuss came at the time of Adi Shankara. What happened was, the entire karma kanda of the Vedas was rejected, because on the name of karma kanda, lot of Pashvimsha was happening. Then the Buddha avatar he came, and he, to stop the Pashvimsha, he just made the people to stop even doing any ajna. In fact, he stopped himself studying the Veda and made others also not to study. A peculiar path of ahimsa he followed. It has its own benefits, no doubt about it, but it's not the ultimate. People have to do the Shruti Ukta, Smriti Ukta, Karma Kanda also. Luckily, he is commenting on Vedanta Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad में topic भी वो आ गया, and all is the divine will only. Therefore, what he says, because of feeling of sannyasa marga or jnana marga, ahimsa marga, upasana marga, tattva marga, इसमें जाने के चक्कर में be attentive. श्रौत स्मार्त कर्म को neglect नहीं करना. What will happen? If you neglect them, you impurity to will continue. Therefore, the lock for the tattva jnana is not opened because of the sin of omission. More than that, what? Others will get misguided by that person. That is why we quoted yesterday Gita कि न बुद्धिभेदम जनयेत अज्ञानाम कर्म संगिनाम जोशयेत सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान युक्तः समाचरन्. Those who are still in the kartrutva bhavana, those who still think that there is something to be gained and for that there is a karma to be done, those are in this type of lower understanding, they should be encouraged to do the righteous works selflessly so that slowly those bondages, those misunderstandings from his heart go away. Like Puja Gurudev. Doesn't he know that through the Vedantic Brahma Vidya only the Paramatma is gained? If yes, then why did he establish temples? Why did he promote celebration of the puja, celebrate, and why did he, encourage variety of these sevas? And did he tell in any of his so many thousands of lectures, कि सब कुछ छोड़कर मेरे पीछे आ जाओ? He never told, wherever you are, that is the place the Lord has put you for your evolution. Primarily, first, fulfill all those duties. Then tune to the Lord through devotion. And with His blessings, when the purification comes one side, then the qualification comes the other side. He Himself will send the Sadguru to teach the Brahma Tattva. You learn that and evolve. Are you understanding Gurudev's example and all? हमको संभाल कर जिंदगी में जीना है. Only one-sided teaching in a people do problem. So Bhagavan Adi Shankara took that opportunity, and Upanishad Rishi also knows it. Ki anything overemphasized, people will get lost in that. How much ever a thing can be noble, yet if his prarabdha requires, he need to do other things also. Else he himself will be misguided, and he will be misguiding others because everybody is looking up to him. Okay, so therefore, even though Brahma Anubhava is our Laksha, even though through the Upasana, the highest result of Sarvabhaumatva also comes, yet if we still have in us the Kartapan and the Karma and Karma Phaladi Drushti, please remember that we have to do the Shrauta Smarta Karma also. In fact, Shauta Smarta Karma done without selfishness itself brings some purity, after which we can become Upasaka, where we do the Upasana of the Paramatma, as we studied in the Bhagavata, the 27th chapter. After that only, when the heart is full of freedom, there's no obligations, compulsions of anything, that one becomes fit for Brahma Vida Apnoti Param Brahma Vidya. Therefore, be keen, be conscious to observe the mind, to observe our prarabdha outside, observe our roles in the society. Therefore, that is the Gita. Yoginaha karma kurvanti. There is no doubt about it. Which yoginaha? Jnana yoginaha, atma yoginaha. But how do they do? Sangam tyaktva. And why do they do for atma shuddhaye? Is it not? Same, yuktah karmafalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naistikim. Same, sannyas, kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavyo viduhu. Sarva karma phala tyagam praus tyagam vijakshunaha. Then yajnadana tapakarma na tyajyam karameva tatu. Yajnodanam tapassaiva pavanani manishinam. Etanya vidu karmani sangam tyatva karoti yaha. How beautiful all these teachings. So just be attentive, be alert, Keep in mind the need of Brahma Jnanam through meditation, need of the Upasana of the Mad Brahma, need of following Shrauta Smarta Karma also. Otherwise, trend set gadbad ho jayega. Problem is this: every guru guides thousands and misguides thousands without his knowledge. You understand? Because Guru can talk about one angle of sadhana, but all listeners may not be fit for it completely. They may need to do other things, but they have trusted him, therefore they follow. But they don't get result because they are not qualified. ये तो inevitable है. Upanishad wants to avoid that. How? By giving complete picture of what? The need of the karma yoga, need of upasana, and need of the jnana also. And the one who this way comprehensively understands all of them, then his maturity is good. He will not falter or fall. Rising, he will have steadily, he will rise in sadhana. याद रख लेना. So, tat ma prapat, that misunderstanding that Shrauta Smarta karma are not required, straight away I can do the Upasana and reach the Sarvama Sthiti. That misunderstanding should not happen. Iti, therefore, for this reason, Karmanam, all the Shrauta Smarta karma जो ऊपर बताया, पुरुषार्थम प्रति, पुरुषार्थ is मोक्ष. पुरुषार्थ के लिए साधनत्व is an inevitable definite sadhana to be done. Pradarsanartham, to teach this to us, to tell this to us, to show this to us, iha upanyasaha, this particular ninth anuvaka has come in this Upanishad. So what should be our understanding in our own simple language? We should not run away from our Shrota Smarta Karma on the name of Upasana. We have to do them also. Okay, then Upasana also to be done so that the Upasya Deva takes care of all our needs. But our goal are neither of these two. Our ultimate goal is to know the Aham Brahmas. Therefore, that also you have to balance. That's why in a day, please remember, Puja Gurudev's order. Mornings we do our meditations on the truth. Throughout the day we do our Shrauta Smarta Karma and service of society. Evening when we come again, we are at the feet of the Lord through Upasana, through Bhakti. That's called a completeness of everyday sadhana. So that nowhere we are lacking or no reason is there for us to lag behind. How beautiful would be the life, completeness in him. वेदांत विचारणा मैं कर रहा हूँ, प्रॉपरली स्वाध्याय करते हुए उससे पहले उपनिषद गुरु से आचार्य से सुनते हुए. And I have my own Ishtadeva or Padbrahma in my puja room. I am doing 1 hour upasana also. And 16 or 8 hours, I am just in the world knowing what's my role and doing the Shrauta Smarta Karma. एक कंप्लीट ग्रोथ इट इज. ये आप करते जाओ, फिर अंतःकरण शुद्ध हो जाएगा, ऑब्लिगेशन से छूट जाएंगे, कर्म का क्वांटिटी कम होता रहेगा. उपासना also becomes deeper. Upasana Devata also he blesses with the meditative poise and guidance. He himself says, now your meditation itself is Upasana, you know the truth. After knowing the truth, that Jnani again teaches to the world all the three. The Karma Yoga, Upasana and Jnana. That's when Gita, first 6 chapters talked about Karma Yoga. Second 6 talked about Bhakti Yoga. Third 6 talked about Jnana Yoga. Without Karma Yoga, one cannot be the Bhaktas. Without Bhakti, we can't become the Jnani. And remaining as Karma Yogi is not a realization. Stuck up at the Upasana also not ultimate. Knowing the truth through the Jnanam alone is final. But that won't happen without Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana Shuddhi will not happen without Upasana. Upasi Deva ka prema tab tak nahi hoga till we don't finish our obligations through Karma Yoga. That's why you see Tulsi Ramayana, Dharmate Birati Jogate Jnana Jnana Mocha Pradabeda Vakana Jate Hoi Dravomai Bhai So Mama Bhagati Bhagata Sukhadai. So through the karma, the vairagya should come. The vairagya should take us to the bhakti. Bhakti should empower us for the jnana. Jnana should help us in getting jnanam. The jnanam on the seat of meditation should give us the anubhavam of Aham Brahmas. Don't have any doubts. So, therefore, in the introduction, what we are told, this must understand because through the Vijnana we get Mahad Brahma, therefore, we should avoid the Shrauta Smartha Karma. It is not correct. The Shrauta Smartha Karma, throughout life, they are there for us to do. नहीं तो क्या होगा? Sin of the omission. Then to pay it back, we have to fall from the Vedantic meditation. क्योंकि खत्म नहीं किया. Therefore, strike balance between all the three. The Shrauta Smartha Karma, then the Upasana, as well as the Jijnasa. In the Jijnasa, the truth is being contemplated. In the Upasana, the one who is running the show of the entire world, towards him the gratitude felt a devotional identity, in which there is a prayer also there, seeking the help also there. All that. In the Karma Yoga, Shrauta Smartha, our identity and our give to the world what we have to give it by various activities and works. ये तीनों का स्पष्टता हमको होना चाहिए. Okay? Therefore, this entire ninth Anuvaka keeps on talking about both the things. Let us chant its first. Om Atanavamo Anuvakaha Om ऋतञ्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचारातीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धितपस्तद्धितपः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What a beautiful mantra it is. Great it is. Complete it is. So, right from beginning, know the importance of it, respectfully, reverentially, study everything thoroughly, understand, grasp, value it, and do practice and get benefited. So here, along with the spiritual unfoldment sadhanas of Swadhyaya, Pravachana, Manana, Chintana, Dhyana, the 12 Shrauta and Smartha karmas, which have to be definitely done, especially by the Gruhasthas who have not taken sannyasa, they are mentioned. What are they say? Rutam, Satyam, Tapaha, Damaha, Shamaha, Agni, Agnihotram, Atiti, Manusham, Praja, Prajana, Prajati, Satyam. These are the 12 things. We'll see the count again. Rutam, Satyam, Tapaha, Damaha, Shamaha, Agnayaha, Agnihotram, Atiti. Then Manusham, Praja, Prajanaha, Prajati. Exactly 12. Along with the main spiritual sadhana of Swadhyaya Pravachana. Okay, now one by one, straight away with the help of Bhashyakara's Bhashya only, we will study to save our time. Mantra is chanted. So in all of them, it's like that. Rutam cha Swadhyaya Pravachane cha. We have to add a word there. Kartavyam, Anushteyam. नेचुरली ऋतु और स्वाध्याय को क्या करना है? करना चाहिए. अनुष्ठेयम कर्तव्यम is a word everywhere you have to add. सत्यम च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च कर्तव्यम अनुष्ठेयम. This is what the anushasana of the guru of the Upanishad. He is very clear, he is very sharp, he is very observant. Not only he is studying the students, understanding or misunderstanding of what is he teaching, he also has the clarity that only one-sided thing is told. Anybody, the listener, may get misguided. Therefore, not only to the student in front of the eyes, But unknown students who are going to study the Shastra should all be guided, means not misguided, should be rightly guided, like Gita. Bhagavan is addressing Arjuna only, but not only Arjuna. Everyone who will have the Arjuna type of mentality with variety of reasons, to all of them the answer should be given. That's why these 17 chapters of Gita after the chapter 1 exhaustively explain, so that anybody studies Gita will be freed from all his questions and doubts regarding kartavyas, regarding the attitudes, regarding the ultimate goal, etc. So here also, what is there in Navamanuvaka? Along with Swadhyaya Pravachana of spiritual sadhana, one must do this Rauta Smarta Karma of Rutam Satyam Ityadi also. So one must do. That is the main thing we have to understand. Now what Bhagavan says, let us see. Om 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 Rama Rama. First one, Bhashya only I am telling straight away. While doing Bhashya itself, you will understand one by one. First sentence is what? Rutam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha anushtheye kartavye. Ruta and swadhyaya pravachana, we have to do, we must do. This is our literal meaning. What is Bhashyakara Bhashya defining? We will study. He says Rutam. What is Rutam? Iti Vyakhyatam. It's already explained to you. Therefore, I will not write again. I trust your memory. So you remember what I taught to you. The meaning of Rutam in the first Anuvaka, first Shanti mantra only. Is it not? Shanno Mitra Shamvarunah, Shanno Bhattaryama, Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi, Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo, Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi, Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami. Then what? Rutam Vadishyami, Satyam Vadishyami. These words came that time. I explained to you. So refer to that. I'm not going to tell you. Bhagavan Shankara is reducing the printer's printing cost and effort. He says, Rutam iti vyakhyatam. What we taught as Rutam, defined as Rutam, that has to be done as Anushtanam. And what is said as Rutam? Meaning of Rutam in the first Anuvaka meaning, Rutam Vadishyami, Satyam Vadishyami, refer to that mantra. How Spashta Rupa Bhagavan explained. Rutam means what? Yatha Shastram, Yatha Kartavyam, Buddhau Suparinishchitam Artham. See the beauty? And we spoke for more than 20 minutes while discussing this. We explained it from the end portion to the front portion. What is that? Ki buddhau supanishchitam artham is rutam. What is rutam? Conviction in the buddhi after understanding. Buddhau suparinishchitam artham is rutam. What is rutam? In the buddhi, undoubted full conviction after understanding. Of what? Yatha shastram and yatha kartavyam. Depending on our own varnashrama, what Shastra taught us to do, first point. And what Shastra taught us to do is really taken as the duty called as kartavyam and sticking to that. So, yatha shastram, yatha kartavyam, buddhau su parinishchitam artham rutam. No, such definitions are, till we understand them, they appear to be heavy, difficult. But once you understand them clearly, सारा जिंदगी के लिए clarity मिल जाता है. So we have to follow the Ruta. Means what? Whatever kartavyata the Shastra has taught us, depending on our varnashrama vyavastha, exactly what is said in Shastra, alone we have to listen, understand, get convinced. After conviction, we have to know that doing that is our kartavya. तो यथा शास्त्रम जो शास्त्र में बता गया, यथा कर्तव्यम उसको कर्तव्य के रूप में स्वीकार करना, ये दोनों बातें बुद्धौ सुपरिनिश्चितम अर्थम. इन द बुद्धि फॉर्मली अनडाउटेडली दिस नॉलेज इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड. So in my buddhi there is a conviction that according to my position, these are the duties I have to do, said by Shastra. And that I have taken as kartavya. So in my buddhi, there is suparinishchita artha. In my buddhi, there is a doubtless conviction that this has to be done is my kartavya, and this has to be done as my kartavya. I have learnt it from the Shastra. So Shastrokta Vishayam, then the Buddha Suparinishchitamartham and Kartavyata Buddhi. What happens to us first of all is we don't study Shastra. There only we fail. Because of which we don't know exactly what we have to do as told by Shastra for our evolution. Now the information is not there, then how can there be a Kartavyata Buddhi? So, what are the three steps? First, to study Shastra. Second is Buddha Suparinishchita Artha, convinced in the Buddhi about what Shastra says about our duty. Then the next one, on the duty which is said as duty by the Shastra, we have to have the feeling that it is my duty, Kartavya. Then perform it. Why this much of insistence? Why this much of clarity? For two reasons. One reason is what? The Rishis Munis who have given Shastra to us, or to whom the Shastras are revealed, they have clearly understood of every jiva and their evolution. According to that only the knowledge is revealed from them, revealed through them. There was a highly authentic, highly beneficial. Therefore, this subject has to so clearly understood and adhered to. What is the second reason? Second reason is if you don't study the Shastra, which is given by the experienced masters, through that Shastra they guided us, what do we do? Either we follow the whims and fancies of our mind, or we follow the words of the other fellows who never studied Shastra. Therefore, both these misguidances can take us away from the goal of life. इसीलिए हमको यथाशास्त्रम ही and it's not new at all in every of the field in this world. Whatever we do according to the Shastra only. Is it not like driving the car? Is a Shastra how to drive the car, and that Shastra पढ़कर ही हम उसके हिसाब से करते हैं, and therefore we are safe. Any electrical equipment we use, electronic equipments we use, is it not mentioned how to use them? That is the Shastra there. And all of us scrupulously follow that. Therefore, we are safe. We never doubt that particular Shastra which has given that particular instrument to follow. We follow it. And a good recipe has to come. Though there is a cooking Shastram, and we systematically follow it. The cooking Shastram, the cleaning Shastram, variety of technological Shastrams we are doing is Kartavyata Buddhi after Suparinishchitartha in the Buddhi of what Shastra said. Nowhere we go against it. The same is about spirituality. Spiritual goal is indicated, means are told to us by the Shastra. Shastra only will tell us what is our kartavya, and that we have to accept. So, yatha shastram, yatha kartavyam, buddhausu parinishchitam artham rutam. That vadishyami was said there. Here, rutam karishye, rutam anushteyam. That's what we have to understand. So what is the first line here? Rutam ja swadhyaya pravachane cha. What Bhagavan Shankara said? Rutam, already said to you, sir. Don't ask me. So we have understood the meaning going back to our first mantra. So Rutam iti vyakyatam. Again I am repeating. Yatha shastram, yatha kartavyam, buddhau su parinishchitam artham. Regarding what we have to do, by which our obligations of the world cleared, debts are cleared, mind is free from all the impurities, it's calm and quiet and contented and satisfied. All of that qualifies one for the ultimate pursuit of the truth. यथा शास्त्रम होना चाहिए, बुद्धौ सुपनिषितम होना चाहिए, and it is यथा कर्तव्य. So first study Shastra. Okay, then the meaning established in your buddhi of what Shastra said, meaning or all the explanation of the knowledge. Then have a kartavyata buddhi on that. It is called a rutatvam. Nowadays, Shastra are not taught. Nobody knows what is his kartavya. How can they have kartavyata buddhi on the kartavya itself when they don't know what is kartavya? Hmm. Then the second point I have to talk little more, not very much. What is that? Buddhau suparinishchitam artham. There are only two things. Directly, the meaning of the scripture is appealing to us. Second is, even though it's not appealing, when you practice it, the result will inspire again to have the complete conviction about it. Buddhausu parinishchita artham. See, the Shastra, what it speaks is truth only. It never speaks lie. But then some of the things are very clear to understand and accept. Other things can't be understood or accepted till they are practiced. With faith, when I practice, the result proves to me that what is said in Shastra is pakka. Therefore, in my buddhi, what is said in Shastra is understood and understood also as pakka. That is called as buddhau su parinishchita artham. Ah. I studied Shastra, I understood the knowledge, and accepted that it is correct thing to be done. Some of the things I experimented and got the result. Therefore, I got understand conviction about it. In short, in my antakarana, buddhau suparinishchitartha, doubtless conviction about there about what Shastra tells us to do. And that thing after the artha is suparinishchita in the buddhi, you have to be practical till the result comes. That is called as yatha kartavyam. So, yatha shastram buddho suparinishchitartham yatha kartavyam. It is called as the rutam. So, rutam anushteyam. Therefore, daily study shastra, daily get the conviction in the knowledge, and whatever the knowledge conviction came, in that if there are any activities to be done, emotions to be expressed, do it with kartavyata buddhi. That is the meaning of iti vyakyatam. Okay, Rutam is Vyakyatam. Now Rutam cha Swadhyaya Pravachane cha. This goes on told for 12 times, even beyond that, even in the 12th Anuvaka also Bhagavan will talk about this. Rutam is explained. Now Swadhyaya Pravachane cha is Bhagavan explaining. Then we will focus on this as much as required or possible till we get the conviction. Okay, what is Swadhyaya Pravachane? Swadhyaya Adhyayanam. Swadhyaya means Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam, what naturally? The Shastra. And we can't do the Adhyayanam by ourselves unless we listen from the Guru. Therefore, in that Swadhyaya, we can say the Shravanam as well as one's own thorough conscious study of the Shastra. It's called Swadhyaya. So, Rutam we have to do, Swadhyayam of the Shastra we have to do. What was said earlier as Uttam is regarding our own Varnasana Vyavastha, what Kartavya the Shruti Mata has taught, usko samajna. This here the Swadhyaya is regarding the Tattva Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana. There should be no confusion. Do bar kyun aaya Swami? Rutam you explained Yatha Shastram. Again, Swadhyaya you are saying study the Shastram. That Yatha Shastram is regarding our Kartavyata Buddhi of our duties. Here the Swadhyaya is talking about the Tattva Jnanam, Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. So, Swadhyaya Adhyayanam. So, daily listening, daily studying. Daily listening, daily studying. Then Pravachanam. Pravachanam means what? Adhyapanam, Brahma Yajnova. Pravachanam means what? Adhyapanam, teaching to others, talking on that. Taking it as a Brahma Yajna, Veda Yajna. So, Swadhyaya is ourselves studying and understanding, and Pravachanam is teaching others. This goes all the 12 times. Swadhyaya Pravachane, Swadhyaya Pravachane. Why so many times repeated? Whatever is repeated so many times, it means what? It is so important that you should never forget. Like 9 times to the Tattva Gita, Shweta Ketu, Uddalaka taught Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. Why? Why 9 times? ताकि भूल न जाए आप, because सबसे important. Okay, here also Swadhyaya Pravachane cha. Okay, then etani rutadini anushteyani iti vakyasheshaha. Now everywhere we will not add. Once we will say, you add everywhere. What is that? Anushteyani iti means what? Rutadini anushteyani iti vakyasheshaha. So you have to do the स्वाध्याय प्रवचनम, that also अनुष्ठान, बट उस चक्कर में बिजी होकर ऋतम इत्यादि जो श्रौत स्मार्त कर्म है उसको मत छोड़ना, वो भी अनुष्ठेय है. Now these two are अनुष्ठेय with the already taught thing till the अनुवाका called upasanas. So उपासना भी अनुष्ठेय है, स्वाध्याय प्रवचन भी अनुष्ठेय है, ऋतम भी अनुष्ठेय है. What is ऋतम? Becoming convinced about our duties, having studied our Shastra and taking them as kartavya and doing it. Doing it will be in the Satyam, it will come. But fully, firmly, doubtlessly believing is called Rutam. At the same time, do Swadhyaya Pravachana also. Okay, Rutam iti Vyakhyatam, Swadhyaya Adhyayanam, Pravachanam means Adhyapanam, Brahma Yajnova. So, Adhyapanam means teaching to the students or next generation who are there. Brahma Yajnova means what? Helping in somebody, the teachers, to teach it. खुद प्रवचन करो या प्रवचन का ऑर्गेनाइज करो. Like in this world, many people are there. They understood the theme. They want it to be known to the people. But he himself cannot speak. Therefore, he organizes someone to explain that. That is called as making somebody do the pravachan. That's called Brahma Yajna. Brahma Yajna is the Jnana Yajnas, in which you do or make others to do the pravachanam of the Brahma Jnana Tattva Jnana. Before that, Swadhyaya. I myself studied. I myself understood. स्वाध्याय प्रवचन को कभी नहीं छोड़ना. सो इति वाक्य शेषः एतानि ऋतादीनि अनुष्ठेयानि इति वाक्य शेषः. वन साइड प्लीज रिमेंबर ऋतम सत्यम दमः तपः. अदर साइड स्वाध्याय प्रवचने स्वाध्याय प्रवचने स्वाध्याय प्रवचने. व्हाट इज द effort this exercise done by? Why the Shruti Mata did it to telling us to do the ऋतम सत्यम इत्यादि also and स्वाध्याय प्रवचन also. इसके चक्कर में ये नहीं छोड़ना, इसके चक्कर के ये नहीं जोड़ना, ये दोनों करना, ये दोनों ही करना. And the most, the third thing is upasana I have to add. This is how make your life fully busy in the upasana, swadhyaya pravachana as well as the rutam adi, the shauta smarta karma. ये है इसके बाद. Okay, tomorrow we'll see Satyam Ityadi, then we will understand the heart of the Upanishad Rishi, how he is inspiring us to live life fully outside, inside and innermost. Outside Karma Yoga, inside Upasana, innermost Jnana. और ये अनुष्ठेय है, छोड़ना मत. नहीं तो क्या होगा? If the Rutam is not done, then the Vedas, Vedokta Vidhanam is neglected. Like today it's happening. Then we get misguided by the worldly people of Bhautikavada. That's what happened to India now. Why we are fallen down so much? Because Rutam is not done. वेद नहीं पढ़ रहे, वेदोक्त कर्म कांड इत्यादि को ड्यूटी के रूप में नहीं ले रहे. And all nonsense misguided by those who don't know the Vedanta or the Vedas, the Westerners and all. हम उसको follow कर रहे. तो ऋतम च स्वाध्याय प्रवचन. Then we will see Damaha Satyam 4 and 5. Then you will understand the total thought. But a beautiful topic, must be mugged up only. The mantra as well as the meaning. Clear? Tomorrow will continue. Straight away when we come from the Rutam Svadhyaya, we will explain and we try to grasp it. Feel inside. ये भगवान मैं रत और सत्य इन सबको फॉलो करते हुए ही let me do the Brahma Vidya, Upasana or Anushtana or Prayatnam along with the Upasanas that are said in the earlier Anuvakas. In fact, क्या है ना spiritual life का अर्थ पूरा उसमें घुस जाना चाहिए. ऐसा करना है naturally तो you have to detach from everything. Then live in minimum so that you don't depend on others. Therefore the need of the वानप्रस्थ आश्रम संन्यास ये सब समझ में आ जाते हैं जब एक बंदे को इन तीनों करने की इच्छा होती है तो इन सब की आवश्यकता है करके. Okay, so today you at home chant this mantra completely and do the manana chintan about the balancing of all the three of the outer Shauta Smartha Karma, then the Upasana, then the Sadhyaya Pravachana, in which Brahma Vidya is the theme. This is not completely told, I know, only 5-10% dekha, remaining 70-80% tomorrow we will see. Now let us conclude and start our our little bit of Vidurniti. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yajnavalkya Adya Shankaracharyaadi Samasta Brahmavidyacharya Gurubhyo Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.